Why riders hate the Suzuki. Hey everybody, Walty Wanderers, buckle up and strap in. I got a hard-hitting pull, no punches, no sugarcoating it, no rainbows or sunshine. I'm just going to give it to you and give it to you straight. We got a good one to unpackage today. Buckle up and strap in. Hold on to your hats and glasses. We blow the lid off yet another hot topic the industry refuses to touch. If you're new, please subscribe right away. There's never been a more important time in history to get centered and surrounded with like-minded people. Iron will continue to sharpen iron. And speaking of iron, friends, nobody wants to ride that iron horse, the RMZ Suzuki. Why does it have such a bad rap? And then all of a sudden, suddenly, have you noticed that? I know I have. All of a sudden, now that Kenny Boy Roczen, Kickstart Kenny, has chosen the bike, the money grab. This wasn't a bike that he chose to ride because he thought it was the best bike out there. No, anybody who believes that's drinking the Supercross Kool-Aid. And Supercross, whole nother video, is in massive trouble as we speak. But all of a sudden now the industry wants to post all these pictures of when Kenny used to be on the Suzuki, when this guy used to be on the Suzuki, and Suzuki this and Suzuki that. Listen, Suzuki had their heyday. You can suffer a lot of blows in the industry, even as a manufacturer, but there's sometimes where the hole just gets too big to dig out of. And there's so many things that we could blow apart with Suzuki, but the first one is obviously, it's obvious. Kickstarting the bike. Why can you not put an electric start on the motorcycle? Is that technology like unobtainium? Why is there not? And I'll tell you why this is serious. Motocross and Supercross, when you end up in a mutter, you're going to stall that bike. There's going to be a lot more stalled bikes in a mutter, and you got to have an electric start. You might even just miss a shift going into a corner, maybe get bottlenecked, and the bike is going to stall. Every rider at some point throughout the season stalls their bike or comes very close to stalling that bike. So there's that alone. Riders just don't want to ride that bike. Now, recent years, recent history, the bigger problem is, first of all, Suzuki had to shut down their factory effort and hand it over to support efforts. And the best they could do was Hep Suzuki. Now, Hep Suzuki, Twisted Tea Suzuki, isn't even Kenny's deal. Somehow, they were just the recipient of this. But Kenny, because he's connected to Red Bull, he ain't running Twisted Tea. So you get the Chiz and McElrath and Kenny, and I don't know who else is going to be on the Progressive Suzuki, a whole separate deal. But the realities are this, friends. As of recent, just last year, nobody rode the Suzuki because they wanted to. They rode the Suzuki because they had to, meaning they didn't have an offer from anybody else, or the Suzuki was the best offer, and that means you're Hartraths, you're that caliber rider, the guys that are struggling to make mains, the guys that sometimes don't even make mains. And when you're a factory-supported team or a factory, the manufacturer, you have to have not only a rider in every main event, try to keep them from being a lapper. And Suzuki, my friends, you were a lapper and you weren't even making every main event. So now you've got Kickstart Kenny. You're hoping the knight in shining armor that's going to save your brand. So the big question mark is there, my friends. And so like we see the internet now posting a lot of pictures of Suzuki. I just posted one. Ask James Stewart, the last dude that they had of this caliber, to go jump over to that bike in similar fashion. James, I believe, now the no longer JGR, jumped ship and just had to take something, and Suzuki had the path to go ride the bike. They needed riders. They didn't have riders. The money was there. He took the deal. He went. And I don't even know. There was like there wasn't even much money involved. It was just that was a bike that was available. But Kenny, similar in the sense they had zero star power over at Suzuki. Zero. So he knew that he could command a lot of attention by flirting with that. His agent, his representation, all went to Suzuki, and they're all suits in a conference room with analytics and data. Throw the data out the playbook out the window. The data will not save you. The realities are nobody rides the bike because they want to. They ride it because they have to, or it was a money grab. There was a money, it was just pure money. So you're either like a Hartrath where there's no other MCR or even a high-level support team or any factory that's going to make you an offer. So his best offer, Hartrath, was the HEP Suzuki. But we saw what happened to Bogle, couldn't make it work. Nobody's been able to make that bike work. And poor Hartrath, he was just the nail in the coffin of the last rider to make that bike work. But now somehow Kenny Boy, because he's Kenny Boy Roczen, is going to make this thing work. He's rolling the dice, gambling, casino climate like I've never seen before. Why would Kenny Roczen? I think it was just basically all the people in his circle going for the money grab. We need to take this deal, Kenny. It's paying us a lot, twice as much as any of the other offers. Suzuki's coming in hard. But Kenny's like, dude, I almost lost my arm before to this sport. The last thing I want to do is jump on a bike that's going to put me in danger. And that, Suzuki, my friends, appears to be pretty dangerous. Ask Brandon Hartrath. Ask Mumford. These dudes just went down in spectacular fashion at the work, but nobody's talking about that. No, we want to post pictures of the Suzuki back when they actually were a player. Back when everybody was a kickstart bike Suzuki. Maybe had some decent finishes, but even James Bubba Stewart, the biggest natural talent the sport has ever seen in Jet Lawrence, Bubba would smoke you. Smoke you. If he was your heyday and his heyday, James Stewart would start and last and come. He would smoke you. Let's just leave it there. James Stewart was the biggest natural talent I've ever seen. And I've watched Jet in person. I've watched Bubba in person. And while Jet's a massive talent, the biggest guy, I think he's probably the biggest generational talent, but not as talented as James Stewart. I don't think there'll ever be anybody quite like Bubba. Bubba was insane, insanity, and he wasn't afraid to go big and jump stuff that nobody else would jump. He was a spectacular. But the realities are that is last James Stewart, how the Suzuki, you don't have to, I just showed you video evidence of that Suzuki. Somehow it just comes up and bites you. It's done that to Hartrath, did that to Mumford, it did that to Bubba. Now Kenny's going to play Russian roulette with the Suzuki. In final thoughts, I come to you as a friend, as a content creator. Somebody wants to see you not only win on the bike, off the bike. Understanding the Suzuki has a lot of work to do. And I'm not saying it's not capable of doing it. What I'm saying is don't ignore the elephant in the room. They seem to have a black cloud over them. If it's going to turn into rainbows and sunshine just because Kenny Roczen decided to ride the bike for a money grab and now the internet wants to post a bunch of rainbows and sunshine about old Suzuki back in their heyday, buckle up and strap in. I can't wait to blow the lid off it every step of the way because it's not only what we need, it's in fact what we deserve. If you appreciate the content, I want to humbly ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. I would love to hear from you. Social media link in the description of this video if you'd like to contact me there. And if you enjoyed this video, I think you're going to love the next video that's in your screen. And there's an easy subscribe icon for your convenience. As always, don't go over the bars today. I will see you on the next video.